Whoa! All right, just got my stand up, got my camera up. It's a little bit cloudy out, so I'm gonna film it here today. But I have the magic sun, right? The magic sun is gonna help me to light this thing up a little bit. Maybe I'll just move this over this way. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I think this might spark some debate. It might not. It might be a little bit controversial. It might not be. It might be counterintuitive, but it also might be intuitive if you look at it another way, right? What I want to talk to you about today is the idea, the idea and the concept of becoming a social media influencer and how that could potentially ruin your business and ruin your business idea and ruin any potential possibility you might have of starting up a business. Now, you're probably saying, well, wait a minute. Everybody's telling me that social media is necessary for me to be a good business person in today's world. And to some extent, that's true. And everybody's telling me that I need a massive following in order to build a business online. And everybody's talking about it like it's a positive thing. But what I want to tell you is that having a massive following on social media does not necessarily mean that you will be successful in business. And many times it could hurt you under certain circumstances. That's not to say that you shouldn't try to be on social media. It's not to say that social media has no benefit for business. I'm not saying that at all. It has so many benefits for business. And, if it weren't for social media, a lot of us wouldn't be in business. But so many people are going about it the wrong way. They're going about it the wrong way. Now, why is that? Well, the model that a lot of people are following is what you would call the influencer model, right? So what is an influencer? An influencer is somebody who's kind of like a trendsetter. They're a style setter. They're putting things out there. They're putting themselves out there. They're talking about different fashions, different, shoes they're wearing. They're talking about the different things they do as far as fitness goes and things like that. And that's what I did for a very, very long time. I ran a YouTube channel that was called Getting to Shredded. It's still there. Today it's called Warrior Soul Agogi. And my channel was all about fitness, all about nutrition, all the things I was doing to build my body, to increase my fitness, to put on muscle. Because back in the day, I was swole, I was jacked, I was trying to show my muscles off, trying to show people how much I could lift and all these different things, right? Now, I did a few things there the right way, but I did some things the wrong way. And what did I do that was wrong? Well, I would go in and I would talk about my struggle. I would talk about my workouts. I would talk about, my whole life, right? And again, a lot of you are probably like, well, that's a good thing. You probably should have done that. But what wasn't I doing for a while? What wasn't I doing? Well, what I wasn't doing was giving value, giving real value and solving problems for people, okay? I wasn't giving real value and I wasn't solving problems for people. So what was happening? What was happening was I was giving a lot of entertainment. People started following me. I developed a decent following on YouTube. I developed a good following on Instagram. And that was all I was getting. All I was getting was people who were following me. Social media follows, right? Now, what's the problem with that? Well, social media doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay the bills. And while I was getting followers, that didn't necessarily mean that I was going to get sponsorships or anything like that. And a lot of people, they'll go into social media, they'll focus on building up their followings, they'll focus on trying to get more listens to their podcasts, they'll focus on trying to get more people watching them on YouTube, more subscribers. And what happens from there, even though you can monetize YouTube, but you can't really monetize YouTube, because even if you're getting thousands and thousands of views, you're not really going to be making much money. What's going to happen is you're going to box yourself into needing to create this content all the time, spending all your time focusing on creating that next post, that next video, that next thing that you think is going to get more likes. And all that time that could be spent being put into a product, being put into something that's actually going to solve people's problems, you spend that instead trying to pin your chances for success to the same types of success rates that people who travel to Hollywood every year to become famous actors and actresses have. Right? Think about that. It's like less than 0.01% of all human beings ever make it in Hollywood, right? And you're using that as a strategy to run your business. Now, you do this for a while, and I'm not saying it's not rewarding. I loved being a content creator. It was great, right? I loved waking up, shooting videos, filming my workouts, flexing my abs, flexing my biceps for the people. But again, after a while, you had to realize it wasn't making me any money. So what changed, and what did I do? I started focusing on how I could solve people's problems for them. So I put a lot of my attention into solving a problem that I experienced for myself, which was ulcerative colitis, right? So I had really bad digestive problems, really high levels of inflammation. So I put a lot of my focus into developing diet and nutrition ideas that would reduce inflammation. I've got some certifications. I did a lot of research. I started putting knowledge out there for people. And that's how Keto Camp was born, right? So that's a product that I've been running for a while. Keto Camp is not just a keto product. It's a product that helps people to fight their inflammation, to feel better, to be more mentally acute, all right? And so that was one of the better moves I made in my fitness career, because I started getting more and more people contacting me because they were experiencing problems. And what did that do? That gave me a chance to talk to them, to show what kind of value I provide, and to get them to eventually become higher paying clients. Now, another thing I need to mention here, and this is something else that could happen to you on social media, and that is that while it's not only boxing you in on time, it's also going to eventually box you in on followers. So this is one thing about people. People grow. People change, right? So there was a time in my life where bodybuilding and powerlifting and lifting heavy weights and building muscle was everything for me. It was my life. I woke up, every facet of my day was about training, about getting a massive, awesome workout in, building muscle, and that was who I was, right? And then one day there came a point where that was no longer interesting for me, right? I took a good look at myself in the mirror and I said, well, what are you actually doing, Chris? And that's not to down any of you who are in the fitness industry. It's to say, you know what, my interests changed. And I was no longer about building muscle. And here I was with all of these followers who were following me because they wanted to build muscle, they wanted to get fit and all these different things. And I was no longer interested in that. So what happened there? Well, I got kind of stuck into a position where I had to continue doing that, continue doing fitness stuff, because that was what my business was based around at the time, right? And couldn't really pivot for a long time. And I was kind of stuck there probably for, a couple of years longer than I should have been, because I didn't have anything else. I'd built my whole following, my whole persona off of that. And that was what I did, right? And so for those of you out there who are really thinking about, going down that route, the chasing the followers, chasing the online persona, chasing all that, understand that your interests are going to change at some point. And so again, building your business around just trying to get social media followers, it's not just not the best decision. It's also a decision that can completely box you in to a life at some point that you're not going to want to be in, right? Because a lot of you who are doing that, you're in your mid-20s. You got to remember, in your 20s, you're not going to be the same person at 35 as you were at 25. You're not going to be the same person at 35 as you are at 45, right? Your interests are going to change. So you're going to grow, things are going to be different, and you're going to want to focus on other things. And so that's another very, very big reason why you don't want to just go out there and try to chase followers, because you're going to change, your followers might not, right? So what do you do instead? And this is what we teach at Warrior Business, right? We teach you to go out there to find problems you can solve, right? With the talents and the passion that you have. We want you to go out there. We want you to find problems that you can solve. Focus on solving those problems for people, okay? Focus on solving those problems for people, right? If you can find problems that you can solve and you deliver solutions, then you're going to be creating massive value for people, and that will mean money down the line. If you do, as far as social media goes, what does social media do? Well, social media is a chance for you to deliver knowledge, to deliver value, but it's not the end game in and of itself. If you build a business that's just around social media, somewhere along that lines, the infrastructure is not there, it's going to crumble. So you need to focus on value, creating products that are going to help people, and then allow yourself to really target the people that you really want to work with, to target the people who are most likely to pay you a premium, to target the people who are most affected by the problems that you're trying to solve, and then help those people. I don't know if this makes sense, but it's a little bit of my story, and it's a very real story of my kind of transformation from being a fitness personality to doing other things that interested me a lot more. And I don't want you to get trapped like the way I was. So that's what I got for today. You guys got questions, you'll let me know.